Hello everyone, I'm Gregory Schnese and let's talk about Bitcoin Borrow Die. As always, these videos are for educational and entertainment purposes only. They are not financial or tax advice. Today's topic is the evolution of Bitcoin ownership. We're going to look at how the whales have changed from 2018 to 2025 and kind of talk about the sideways price action this year. So there's a big shift between 2018 and 2025. Back in the day, the end of the year price was under 4 grand for Bitcoin, and about 50 to 60% of the supply, which is a huge percentage, was owned by whales, which are defined by people who have a large amount of Bitcoin holding. And then as we look at 2025, the ecosystem has diversified quite a bit with public corporations, governments, and institutions. Also a huge increase in the price, and the whale concentration has decreased from about 60% to 40%, which is substantial. And then looking at 2018 landscape, it really was a whale market. It was a high concentration of owners with over 1,000 BTC, and this accounted for over 50% of the circulating supply. And then these whale holders were primary market movers, early Bitcoin OGs, and people that just saw their price appreciate dramatically since the inception of Bitcoin. And then there's been new entrants into the scene with catalysts and corporate adoption. And this really started in 2020 with MicroStrategy shifting to their Bitcoin strategy. And it really paved the way for other companies to add Bitcoin as a treasury asset to their balance sheet. We saw Block and Tesla follow, and now there's many Bitcoin treasury companies which are accumulating Bitcoin and further reducing the percent held by whales. And just taking a look at strategy itself from 2020, we can see a rapid accumulation of Bitcoin, over 638,000 in Q3 2025. This is just an incredible chart. And thinking about strategy themselves, it'll be hard to replicate anything like this, even for them going forward in BTC terms, just because the price has appreciated so much. It's just so hard to increase your Bitcoin holdings in Bitcoin terms. I mean, from Q4 22 to 23 year over year, just kind of like eyeballing, this is like adding about 200,000 Bitcoin in 1 year. That's incredible. Really hard to reproduce. And then there's also other new entrants into the market. And looking at 2028 compared to 2025 again, for these whale trends, we see a peak concentration for whales with about 53% in 2018, and then a distribution across time where their percentage of total BTC has been dropping to around 38%. And these are being picked up by corporations, governments, smaller hodlers as the whales and OGs take profit and look into a diversification. And then this is looking at the BTC price over time here. So this is kind of the focus of the video for today, is just this rotation from 2024 to 2025, where we're basically seeing a pretty flat price, even though there's like so much distribution from longtime holders and whales. And then on the government side, there's a few different strategies here. So the USA holds just under 200,000 BTC, acquired from various different means, from asset seizures, Bitfinex hack, and kind of done by law enforcement. And then El Salvador has started their Bitcoin strategy in about 2021, and they're just above 6,000 BTC, and they continue to purchase Bitcoin daily. You can see that on X. They announced that quite a bit. And then other nations, it's not exactly clear what they're doing. They're not really broadcasting it. But, well, Bhutan we know a little bit more about from mining, but China, Ukraine, Russia, just all these countries with lots of energy, stranded energy, could use that to mine Bitcoin. And we see that in the hash rate that continues to increase. And then this is kind of looking at 2025. So again, so in 2018, whales were around 60%, and now they're down to 38%. We see retail, other hodlers coming in at like 41%. This would have a big impact from the ETFs. And we see institutions, public corporations, and governments as well. So as this goes on over time, I'd expect the whale percentage to continue to decrease as they distribute their coins, as they sell, as they take profit. And we see this rotation of holders over especially 2024 to 2025, even though the price action has been relatively flat. Although you could think of that as a blessing in disguise, where you just get an even longer time period to accumulate Bitcoin around the $100,000 price, give or take. And then just kind of a key takeaways here is that the market's maturing. The rotation's been going on a lot over the last year, but even from 2018, it's become more institutionalized. There's corporations, there's governments now. Whale distribution will continue. And there's other lingering debates about which whales, how long people have been holding, and what that rotation could look like. But that's a summary of just price action for this year. The rotation that we've been seeing, we'll probably continue to see it happen. And then once that has dissipated, the good thing about it is that one can only sell their Bitcoin once. And then eventually we'll get to a point where there's just not enough sellers given the price, and we'll see the price appreciate again.